What's going on, LEGO fans? Welcome back. Alex here with you. In this video, we will be building the Spring Lantern Festival. This is set 80107 and contains 1,793 pieces. Retails for $120 US. Now, this is the Chinese Festival Special Edition, of course, celebrating the Year of the Ox. And I gotta say, this thing looks like it has 8 minifigures in it, which is an impressive number considering the price range here that we're looking at. So we're gonna go ahead and do a time-lapse build of this thing. We'll do a quick review, an Alex score, and find a spot for it downstairs in the LEGO City. Let's go ahead and get started. And we are back. The Spring Lantern Festival is complete. When Josh and I opened up the box, we realized that it had 2 instruction booklets. So we took that as a challenge to race each other with each section. Josh took the side with the pavilion. I took the side with the pond. And it came down to the wire. Josh beat me out. It was a fun competition, and we got this thing done so fast. I think it was just an hour and a half in one sitting that it took us to get this thing completed. Let's go ahead and look at these minifigures first. You get 8 with this set, which I think is incredibly good value. Yes, I am including the Lantern Man prop that welcomes you into the festival. On the far right, we have the 2021 twins who are very excited to welcome in the new year. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Now, the 2 adult females, I thought those were actually the same face, but they are slightly different. I had to look really closely to discover that. There are 2 children with this. They don't have the swivel legs. These are quite the rigid legs, which I think is a bit of a disappointment because I know LEGO makes them. I've seen them in other sets that I have, so I don't know why they're not including them in all of their sets, so it is what it is. Let's turn them around and look at the prints on the back. Very, very good here. And I also like that they all have their own prop that they come with, that they carry around in the festival, ranging from a selfie stick to a camera, to a lantern, etc. There are 4 of them that have reversible faces, and that includes the 2 children. We turn their faces around, and we have very interesting expressions that you can move their faces to, depending on what's going on, offering some pretty decent playability. So 2 instruction booklets with this. There's not a lot going on with these. I was really hoping there would be some information about the Chinese New Year. All we really have in here that's unique is this illustration of the festival, and then it goes right into the build. The second book right here, nothing special, goes right into it. There's 11 sections, and you go through it until you end up with your Spring Lantern Festival. So let's take a look at some of the features of the Lantern Festival. First off, I love these moon gates. There's 2 moon gates you have here. I love how they've got this set up with the paths that go through up to the pavilion, over the bridge, and go out the other side. Of course, the pavilion itself is fantastic looking, great colors, great details that they've used in this thing. It's a good size. It's obviously kind of the main attraction outside of the Ox, so they did a great job of the steps up to that. We also have this nice bridge here. Very simple looking bridge. I mean, the design is simple, but they've added a lot of great features to it to really make it pop over that little koi pond. And speaking of the pond, the koi fish in there, they are printed elements. no stickers with this thing. Isn't that fantastic? And there's a lot of printed elements in this, mostly going to be the lantern elements, of course, that are printed, but there's some printed elements here and there as well, the fish being one of them. Of course, one of the main attractions is this massive red ox that has the light up brick inside of it. You got to touch its bum to light it up, which is a little weird, but it does the job. I love that they added that feature in there. Other fun features of this thing are obviously the bamboo by the pavilion in the back, all the lanterns strung out all over the place. Great use and great placement of those as well. On the outside, I love the look of the sidewalk on the outside and the fence, and these Chunlian banners look fantastic. So all in all, this thing offers a lot of fun features. It really grabs the eye, and it's just very different. It's very reminiscent, of course, of Ninjago. I mean, you look at it and think, oh, this is a Ninjago set. It's obviously got to belong to the Ninjago modulars, and it probably is compatible. In fact, it boasts that it's compatible with the Creator Expert line, the modulars. I'm not sure how you would or why you'd want to do that, because this is so unique from those. You'd probably want it to stand alone, but they do offer that as a feature. Now, with this being specific to the new year 2021, it begs the question, will LEGO bring out one for each year? Or will they come out with something a lot simpler where you have this and they have a kit or set that lets you rotate out the animal each year? So we have the year of the ox here. 2022, I think, brings out the tiger. So will they have a tiger? We can just remove the ox and put a tiger in there and swap out a lot of these lanterns as well, and maybe even get a couple of minifigures who have the 2022 t-shirt on them as well. Time will tell. I mean, I wouldn't mind a whole new festival, but for those on a budget, might be a good idea to actually just have some things to just switch out the lanterns and the animal. It is now time to give it an Alex score. Give you the 5 categories there on your screen. I give it a 1 through 10 score, 10 being the best, and we begin with value. I think the value on here is just a little bit more than average, and I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Exterior is where this thing really shines because it's supposed to be an outdoors exterior type of set, and it gets an 8 out of 10. Interior, well, there's no interior really to speak of, and that's intentional, so I'm going to give it a middle of the road 5 out of 10. Playability is good with this thing. I mean, it looks more like a display set, but you do have a lot of minifigures to move around. I give it a 6 out of 10. Minifigures, this thing shines really well with its 8 minifigures, including the Lantern Man, 4 of which have reversible faces like mentioned before, and I give it a 7 out of 10, giving this a total score of 32 out of 50. Alright guys, this is the part of the video where I would usually say, let's take this downstairs and find a spot for it in the city. Unfortunately, with everything going on downstairs with the rebuild, well, it's just a disaster. And where I want to put this thing, it would take some time to get it fully integrated. There's a lot of terraforming that I want to do. So I apologize. We're not going to do that in this video, but I promise I will make it up to you guys in the near future. I think you're going to like where I have this thing going. At least in my mind, it looks cool. We'll see if it actually looks that way in reality. The problem is, well, I don't know if it's really a problem, but LEGO keeps coming out with these fantastic LEGO sets, and we want to buy them and build them and put in our city, but it takes our time and attention away from the rebuild. But I think right now, I think the dust has settled a little bit, and we have a holiday weekend, and Josh and I are going to work on getting that the next phase of the rebuild done. We're getting there. We're so close. So, and if you haven't followed that, be sure to take a look at it. They're fairly recent videos on my channel. But anyway, as far as this set goes, let me know what you guys think about it. If you will be picking this up, that is if it ever comes back in stock online or on shelves. It's just kind of crazy how fast these things go. But a great set. Happy to have it in the collection. And we'll see you guys again in the very near future. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you. Bye-bye.